Good morning and welcome to episode 116 of the Paropod.
That is correct this week because I made sure of it. Let me double check that.
116.
I got this wrong again, I swear.
We've been talking about this milestone for months. So
yeah, everyone knows that 116 is the real milestone. Yeah, it's okay.
116. Yeah, it is 116.
We're back on track.
And we're back on track, and you're back again with your hosts, Mark and Owen. And it's a brand new week. This week we'll be talking about, in terms of our recommended film, Uncle Boonmee, who can recall past lives.
Who can recall his past lives.
Bit of a mouthful, but it's a Thai movie from 2010, which won the Palme d'Or. We're going to be talking about that in about roughly an hour.
Yeah.
Roughly an hour's time.
We have a few bits to talk about.
Yeah, we've a lot on the agenda. A lot to discuss. How was your weekend, Owen? How's your week? How's the past 2 weeks?
All good.
All good?
All good. Nothing major to report.
No news in the gaff?
No news in the gaff, really. You know? Did, fucking, what's it called? Darkness into Light.
Oh, very nice.
Nice little walk, you know? Refreshing.
Uh-huh.
There's something... You feel good when you do, like when you get up early and you do something, you know?
You really do. You actually really do.
I think it sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Yeah, except like Monday to Friday.
Yeah, because you're not going to do it then. You're never going to do it then.
Because you're doing it for someone else, so it makes you feel awful.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, I it's funny, similar to you. On the Sunday, I was up so early. My housemate's going to Australia. So I was up about 11:30. I was up way before I usually get up on a Sunday. I was up like, yeah, usually I just lay into fucking well past noon on a Sunday. I was up and about 11. Went to town, got loads of bits done. Like, oh, you know the way like you have like a mental list of everything that you need to do or things you need to collect, like over the course of a week.
Yep.
And then like you try to kind of fit it in, or you try to like pick them up, and you're always like missing little bits. It's like you're juggling it in your hands.
Yeah,
it's like you're trying to do to wash your clothes. You're trying to get it all. You don't have a washing basket.
It's the fucking taking in all the groceries from the car.
Yeah. You're just dropping bits. You know you're gonna drop that apple. Like you have to run back and get it. You know, stuff like that. That's me, but like I never put any of them in. So I always have like this like never-ending list of things to do. So I set out on Sunday afternoon to get them all done in like kind of like 3 or 4 hours. And I got like half of them done. It was like I felt so accomplished.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I actually kind of did something with my day. Had a nice little evening. Went for a meal. It was bollocks by the end of the day. Had a nice sleep. Woke up on Monday quite refreshed.
I think that's the thing. Is like when you have like a somewhat productive weekend, sets you up for the rest of the week. You know, you set the tone. You set the vibe for the week.
Yeah. There's a. It's like, you know the way in America they start their weeks on Sundays. You know?
Oh, because church.
Something like that. I don't know. But yeah, kind of setting the vibe for the week. You're like, how's my week going to go? Usually I just lay in bed and do nothing on Sundays. And then inevitably my week goes terribly.
Yeah.
I feel awful.
I think, I think I prefer going out on a Friday night because Saturday, you're kind of like, maybe it's just like the Monday blues doesn't set in, so you're more motivated to eventually get up and do something in the evening. But like Sunday, I get mad depressed if I just lay in bed all Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, because it's like, it's my last day, and then Monday blues. And it's like, ugh.
Monday blues, nothing worse. Yeah. So it was a fairly decent weekend. Decent week. Nothing really happened. Did you see the fucking lightning yesterday? What the hell happened?
Fuck me, did I? Jesus.
I just about missed it. It happened again today. I was on the bus home, and it started like pelting down, like biblical flood, sheets of rain attacking the bus. Bus was shaking and stuff. Lights were turning on and off. People were screaming in the back, and then we were coming up to, and then I got off and I went and like I was sitting in bed, like I was like, I have to like get some food before like I leave to come here. I was like, I was looking out the window. I was like, you know, it was a dark and stormy night kind of thing, you know. And it just randomly stopped.
Hark!
Yeah. So I was going, oh God, my meal. I gotta cook my meal. But then it just all of a sudden just stopped. It was just like then the clouds just parted ways, and I had this lovely stroll down to the 14, And then like there's a beautiful, and it actually arrived on time. And it was like a beautiful kind of. I was sitting at the front. This beautiful vista, the city out in front of me. I was like this amazing blue sky, and the birds were chirping. Everyone's kind of smiling. The bus was very very quiet. There wasn't many people on the bus. But similar thing happened yesterday as well. But it was actual like biblical. It was like the lighthouse.
Oh, it was mad weather.
It was rumbling. It was
playing
rumbling.
football in it.
Huh?
I was playing football in
You
it.
playing football?
Yeah.
Up in Sematary, like.
No, up in we switched to DCU because the outdoors, and then a bit is in the ass this week. But it was great crack. There's something about playing football in the rain. Really masked my sweat, so it was great.
Yeah.
Big sweaty bastard.
Big slippy ball. Just a few lads with a slippy ball.
See, the playing field is even because normally, like, if you have like FIFA ratings in like your stats or whatever, my balance is a solid 20 at all times. And so when it rained, everyone else's balance was dropped down to like 40. So it's more of a level playing field for me.
So you can just like shoulder people and they go flying.
Oh yeah, it was great.
No, it's something better. Yeah, there is something romantic about football in the rain. There's something about it. Something that appeals.
The great sport,
The beautiful game.
That's this fucking. I was like, what's football called?
The great sport.
The great sport. No, the beautiful game. I have to say, I am dog shit at football, but fuck me, it's some fucking exercise.
It's good fun, yeah. It's good exercise, yeah. Yeah. We go down to the Astro sometimes at work and just we don't even play against each other. We just
play red arse.
We just we just like pass to each other over like long distances. And it's just kind of fun. We still like you're there like sweating balls. And it's proper work. Like you get back to the office, and you have to have a shower. And it's like, oh, geez, like it's actual workout. But you weren't really doing a lot. And it's just good. It's just good fun.
Yeah,
just good fun with the lads. It's proper guy thing.
Yeah, and it's just
a guy
just a couple of lads playing some ball. Just bros hanging out.
Just guys being dudes.
That's what it's about. It's about guys being dudes sometimes.
That's what life's all about.
That's what life's all about. You know?
Nothing better.
Do you ever get? Alright, complete change of topic. Do you ever get the fear, especially with AI becoming more of a thing, that you're gonna grow up to be a robo-racist?
A robo-racist?
Yeah.
Get the fear? No.
Do you ever think like, shit, my grandkids or something can be like, oh,
yeah,
granddad, why do you care? It's just a robot. It's AI. It's fine. And you go like, oh,
yeah, Uncle Owen, yeah, he hates robots. Yeah, he's a problem with my my Alexa interface,
Yeah, my Alexa girlfriend.
Yeah, my AI girlfriend. Uncle Owen hates it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, will that happen? Will we get to that point?
I don't know.
There's definitely something we're missing out on. We can't see into the future. We're going to be judged.
Yeah, like,
the future will judge us, and they'll be like, these pieces of shit. What the fuck is wrong with them? Especially because like we recorded like several days of conversations on the internet, which will never go away.
The AI is listening to us right now, and it's fucking.
Honestly, yeah.
It's keeps
That's
scoring
true.
us.
Like the way they have like consumer like demographic kind of profiles. It's like I read this thing about this company. I think it's called Acton or something. This is years ago anyway. It was like 3 or 4, probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I was reading this book, and there's this company. I think it's called Acton. Might have mixed up the name there, but it has like all this like this database of like consumer profiles, and there's like something like 75 different like discrete profiles that consumers can fall into. It's like sporty, kind of like
yeah,
sporty, but also likes like fucking I don't know,
anime.
yeah, exactly, like stuff like that. It's like weird intersections that like broadly kind of encompass the mass of people that you want to target as a business. But that's all like that's all based in AI, kind of like language models and like intelligent. What's it called? Something learning. Anyway,
adaptive learning.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, they can just tell. They can see these patterns, and they can be like, "Here, look at this. This kind of fits all these people." And it's so on and so on,
Yeah.
And then we put all this stuff out there. Our thoughts are the way we talk. Like someone could easily emulate.
Yeah, deepfake us.
Easily deepfake us. Yeah, there's just so much. It'd be so accurate.
Yeah,
because there's just so much material to work with.
Yeah, like
there's days of material.
How much did we got? We got this is episode 116. We're 2 hours podcast.
There's roughly 10 days, straight days of material.
Jesus fucking Christ! You get a better hobby. We're just giving the robot army ammunition against us.
It knows us like inside and out. Like we're finished. If Judgment Day happens. Skynet like has our number. Like we should even bother trying to join the resistance. It's over for us.
That's the thing as well, right? I always think that like if robots and AI become super intelligent, they're gonna look at our media and be like, "What the fuck?"
They're gonna look at us and be like, "These guys are valuable. They know."
No, but more so like they're gonna look at like how we depict robots and stuff like that. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, lads, what the hell?
What the hell? What do we do to use?
yeah, they're just gonna have an awakening.
I'm like, oh, at least there's one good robot.
It's like, robotism or roboticism. I don't know, how would you say it?
It's gonna look at our AI, the AI, the one with the kids.
Yeah,
it's like, this is what you do to our children. You throw them out into the middle of the road.
Yeah. And then you watch it and feel bad for yourselves. It's like, you make me sick,
Yeah, it's like you can only
empathize with robots through humans. This is your problem.
You have disgusting creatures. You can't just have empathy for other beings.
Yeah. Who knows? Who knows where this strange world will
Why
head
are
us?
robots and AI used for like what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be a robot? What about us?
Yeah, exactly. It's a Blade Runner. He's like, he wants to be a human. What's wrong with being a robot?
Yeah, what's wrong with being a robot, bro? You a robo-racist?
Oh God, yeah.
The Robo SS are gonna fucking break down the doors and come after you for this.
Yeah, I think it's definitely more likely is we're gonna be crushed underfoot. The robots will destroy us,
Terminator, Jesus man, we're fucked.
Terminator, they're gonna destroy us. There'll be no human rights. There'll be robot rights, and they'll see us like dogs, like ants, and they'll crush us. It literally will be like Terminator.
It's
over.
Is there one film that like really positively shows robots? Suppose, yeah, that is a good one. That is a good one. And they made the robots fuckable, which is very important.
Super important. I don't know. Well, a robo, I don't know.
Robo racist.
A robo racist critique would be like, why are they anthropomorphic? Why can't robots just be like fucking like HAL?
Yeah.
Like, why do they have to look like humans? Why do they have to be shaped like us?
Why do they have to have ass?
Why do they have to have an ass? They don't shit.
Why did you make that big? What's their, the auntie in it with the huge ass?
Yeah.
It's like, why did you have to do that?
Why
are you sexualizing us?
That'll be an essay. There's gonna be essays written about that in robo racist modules in the year 2030.
I'm telling you, man, we fucked ourselves as a species. We have fucked ourselves. We have negatively depicted. Well, aliens can be like, there's some good depictions of aliens.
Aliens will be like, fair enough.
It's like, there's E.T.
Yeah. And like Star Wars and all.
Star Wars.
But then the humans are the main character. What's wrong?
What's human centric?
Human centrism, yeah.
Do you think that there's like, in like some far off planet, they have made like humanoids? They've made aliens. Like they're like, I'm trying to think of this from the perspective of an alien. That look like giant squids that like depict like humanoid things. They're like, look how disgusting it is. They have 2 legs and 2 hands.
They have skin. Wow, what is that sticky
Their
substance?
bones are on the inside.
Yeah. So they breathe and eat through the same hole. Whoa! That's definitely somewhere out there in an infinite universe. Definitely,
And they eat your babies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're evil and they're robo racists.
They
don't even like robots.
They're like anyone that's not themselves.
Yeah, jeez, these guys got to go. Like,
yeah, jeez,
that's what's gonna happen.
We fucked ourselves. We fucked ourselves. And worst of all, what happens when giant squids, monster robots, aliens come down from the sky? Mark, tell me what happens then. What will happen to Tom Cruise? Is that the War of the Worlds?
Oh, yeah. War of the Worlds. Yeah. Alien robots. Well, they're aliens that operate in robots, in like robot ships and stuff.
Is this the Tom Cruise one that you watched?
It is indeed, yeah.
No way.
Honest to God, have you ever seen this film?
I've seen bits of it when I was younger, and it scared the fucking piss out of me.
It's so scary.
It's actually, it's a sound or something in it. Oh.
It's ridiculous. This is hot take here. First hot take of the episode. This is Steven Spielberg's best film by a million miles.
Oh, that is a boiling hot take.
By a million miles. Not even close. It's actually not even close. Even though this is like a direct adaptation of something else.
He's got E.T. So I haven't even seen E.T. He's got Jaws. He's got Jurassic Park.
Jaws is shit. Jurassic Park's alright, yeah.
Indiana Jones, pretty good.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I think it's his, I haven't even seen it, but I'm just going to go out and live here and say it's his best film since the 2000s.
Yeah, it's his best post 9/11 film. Kind of like it's kind of, you know, no, you can't.
I don't even know that's that much of a hot take, because
honestly, I don't think that is a hot take, because he's coming out. He's kind of churning out the stinkers. I heard the Fablemans.
The
was
Fablemans
good,
meant to be great,
but it's 3 hours long.
I haven't seen it.
I'll never watch that film. Just being honest. Sorry, Stephen.
Not really though.
Yeah, sorry, not sorry. But War of the Worlds, 2005, Tom Cruise, directed by Steven Spielberg. Dakota Fanning is the kid, and you have your man, fucking the guy from Shawshank Redemption is like the Mad Bishop.
Oh,
Andy Dufresne.
Tim Robinson.
Tim Robinson, that's it. I would not have got that name.
I only got that because my mum was watching Shawshank the other day, and I sat down, and it was the Brooks scene.
Oh,
and he said to the person like, "Oh, fuck me in this movie."
A rough movie, but yeah, he does like he's a really great kind of role in this film as well. But War of the Worlds, classic story, kind of loosely based on the H.G. Wells thingy as well. And obviously everyone knows the story. Aliens come down and they have like these huge kind of like tripods, and they go around like, and they're blowing up Earth, and they're like attacking Earth. And you know, cut to the chase. Long story short, the aliens lose because they're attacked by the microorganisms on Earth, which is, you know, like doesn't make any sense, but still, like it's a cool kind of story.
Yeah,
it's a cool story. It's always been a cool story. But the way this film is done, this film is so scary. It's not even funny.
It's so fucking scary.
It's actually it's just so weird. It's like so intense. It's just the way, because the way he shoots it from the perspective of like Tom Cruise is just this deadbeat dad. This divorced, well, not a deadbeat dad. He's just a divorced dad. He was like, has it tough. He works on the cranes down the dock. He's like, I think they're in Boston, or they're like near enough to Boston.
I'm amazed that it's not Ben Affleck in this movie for that reason, but
yeah, no, he would have been good. But Tom Cruise absolutely fucking hits this out of the park. It's a home run. This is an amazing performance.
I'll tell you why, man. If you need an actor to run, Tom Cruise is your man.
Yeah. There's a scene in this where like it's all kicking off. Because there's an amazing build-up. Because the first half an hour of the film is just family drama. It's just setting up. It's like this guy, Tom Cruise, whatever his name is, his character is just like, his kids don't like him. They don't want to be with him. He's like, no one really around him. He lives on his own. He's like, he doesn't look after himself. You know, he's kind of bitter. He's like clearly bitter at the world. He doesn't. His teenage son is like so resentful. It's like really kind of like conventional family dynamics. Mm-hmm. But it's like it's acted and like kind of portrayed so well. And the realism of it contrasts so perfectly with like what happens afterwards. Because like it sets up this perspective where you're just looking at it, the whole story from the perspective of this normal, like totally normal family. There's nothing special about them whatsoever. In like some suburb in America. And then all of a sudden there's like a big storm overhead, like what happened last night.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden just things start kicking off. And aliens come down. There's like a lightning bolt. They figure out that the aliens are traveling down in the lightning, which also doesn't make any sense. But like, they're traveling down in the lightning into the ground,
Zeus,
and then piloting these machines which were planted thousands of years ago. Apparently, this is all theoretical. That's another great thing about the film. It doesn't go into like any. There's no
explanation as to how they are here.
Yeah, and they don't. There's not like some cut to like scientists in some underground bunker like figuring out what stroking their chins and being like, oh, actually this is what happened and this is how we defeat them, and the only way we can defeat them is by getting this random guy who's played by Tom Cruise. You know, like
it's
that kind of thing.
World War Z, I kind of feel like has that problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what
a lot of action films do.
I can't remember if World War Z if he's like anything special, but it's the fact that it's like, we need you, main character, to solve this problem. Yeah.
And so it's like the government or the military intervening. In this film, the military are totally impotent. They're like totally useless. They're just cannon fodder. Like just get blown up constantly. Eventually, they do it to save the day, but it's only because the aliens die. Mm-hmm. They're already dead by the time the military get there. But like the contrast, it's just once things start happening, it just doesn't stop happening for like the next hour after that, and it's so intense and so horrifying. Like the pure horror contrasted with like the very kitchen sink kind of realism at the start of the film. It's so well done, you know. It's like you have like the air is like the actual atmosphere is like filled with like tiny particles of blood, and there's like veins which are growing along the walls because like they're turning the people into like this meaty sludge for some reason. But again, it's not explained. It doesn't matter why they're doing it. You know, it's just creepy and it's horrifying.
It's unknown.
It's unknown. Yeah, and when the tripod the first one lifts out of the ground, I started zapping people. And obviously, everyone's panicking. Like buildings are falling down and stuff like that. And Tom Cruise does his run, his like trademark run. But it's the best run he's ever done. Like it's just like people blowing up beside him, and like the way it's like it's properly like you're on the edge of your seat. Even though I've seen this film like fucking 20, 30 times, it's so it really captures the panic.
Yeah.
Like very, very well. Mainly because it's just so rooted in that like that perspective, which is nearly kind of like allegorical to the microbial kind of, or like kind of metaphorical. The way like the microbes kill the aliens, it's like the simplicity of life. There's a Morgan Freeman voiceover at the end of the film as well.
Is
kind
there?
Of explaining, just filling in a few things. But it's kind of analogous.
The voice
of
God.
Like, yeah, it's like probably that's what they're going for. But the way the microbes like kind of take down the aliens in the original all iterations of the story, and maybe that's why they chose to stick with the kind of like the basic unit of society, which is just some fucking random group of people.
Yeah.
And they don't deviate from that at all at any point in the film, and that's why it works so well. It's a great film.
Yeah,
great
just
film.
like pure. Here's what's down. Here's what's like from your perspective if it happens, and like you, random person, are no one special. The government ain't gonna choose you to be the sole, suicide mission to save the world. You're just gonna have to try and survive.
Yeah, you just have to do your best, and that's all it is. And there's no miracles. There's no like, nothing comes down. It's just a pure accident.
Yeah,
which is how the original story obviously plays out. But just kind of the way it's done, the way Spielberg does it, it's just it's just very cathartic. It's very good. It's a great action movie. It's a great horror film. It's great. It's just a great film.
It's
like
a good movie.
It's bizarre. Like it's bizarrely kind of like not talked about at all. It's kind of off the map. It's very off the map.
I never hear people talk about this movie.
Yeah, just because I don't think it's not an original story, but the way they tell it is very, very, very well good. Very well done.
The one thing that I always remember from this film is the sound. That's just what scared the piss out of me as a kid. And like the people getting snatched and the screams while they're pulled into the tripod like basket yoke or whatever they
and then the tripod anus.
Yeah, just awful stuff. Awful stuff.
Yeah.
That's stuff for little 8-year-old Owen to be seeing.
Yeah, no, yeah. We used to watch it when we were kids as well. There's a scene on the boat. Or no, they're when they have a car. They steals a car and they're like driving through a crowd. And there's this terrifying scene where they're surrounded by the crowd, and everyone's trying to break in and steal the car. And I can't describe it, but like it's just the claustrophobia is so well done. Like the panic. Dakota Fanning is also insanely good in this film.
How old is she in this?
She's like 12, 13.
Yeah, she's such a good little
She's
actor.
insanely good in this film. It's like the panic when the crowd surrounds the car.
Kubrick can direct children very well.
Spielberg, yeah.
Say Kubrick. Spielberg can direct children very well.
Yeah. It's a terrifying scene, very intense. I think it was only 12 A's though.
Yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That's nightmare fuel.
Spielberg.
Yeah, because it's Spielberg,
He's a family guy.
I give him 15s.
He invented the 12A.
Yeah,
PG-13.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, this is fine for anyone to see. And then little Timmy comes home and he's scared of the sky from ever since.
Yeah.
Now that you mentioned the tripod scene, like, Nope was definitely inspired by some aspects of this film.
Yeah, I'd say so, probably. Like, the way the tripods aren't original at all, obviously, but the way
that works and the sound and stuff like that.
Yes, like there's no "we are here to destroy you" kind of.
We are coming to kill you.
Yeah. There's no like kind of. You only see the aliens. You actually see the aliens quite a bit in one scene, which I'd totally forgotten about. But like beyond that,
what do they look like? Because I don't even know.
They just like grey aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah. but like it's just the tripods. It's a kind of an irrelevant scene as well. I don't know why it was in the film. But the tripods themselves, I actually might have watched like an extended cut or something. But the tripods themselves are just like these weird hulking masses. Which
They're so big.
Yeah, it's not even clear if like they're the aliens or if like the aliens are like piloting the actual objects. And then the sounds they make are just, and then the little legs and they're blowing shit up, zapping people. It's proper 50 sci-fi crossed with this gritty, intense
early 2000s
horror. Yeah, it's very good, very good.
I need to watch this film because
it's great.
I can't say that I've ever seen this film. I've just seen clips of it. Like not even clips of it. Like I'm sure I watched like a bit of it as a kid, but I just don't remember. And I think I was too scared to watch it as well.
Yeah, it is weird.
It really haunts me.
It haunts our psyche.
Haunts us all.
Everyone's afraid to fucking watch this film.
No one is man enough to watch this film except for you, Mark.
No, it's not. It's not on anything as well.
I think that's probably
it's not on anything at all.
I'm pretty sure that might be one of the reasons why I never hear about it because it's like, how would you?
Yeah, I only got to it on. I've never seen on Netflix, Prime, any of that stuff. Disney.
Nope.
I'm not even sure who owns the rights. But I got the dodgy box, and I looked this up, and there's a version, and I went in to click that, and it has no sound at all. I was like, "Fuck's sake!"
I had to get.
I had to get. It was like I was like, "This is fucking fate." Like I'm just not.
You're not meant to watch this movie.
Yeah. But I had to get. There's another account, it's like a backup account, which I got the details to, and that had the film. After like I hadn't watched this maybe 10, 12 years.
Yeah.
And it holds up. It held up so well. It just really impressed me. So I had to mention. I had to give it a shout out on the podcast.
Is there a 50s or 60s version of this?
Yeah. There's loads of versions. Yeah.
Yeah, because the one that I always sticks in my mind with this film was The Day the Earth Stood Still. Have you ever seen that film?
The new one, yeah.
I remember watching that as a kid and be like, that was dog shit.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible.
I don't even know why I thought it was bad as a kid. I was like, this is just shit.
I think everyone knew that was bad, you know.
I'm fairly certain it's like regarded as just like a shit movie.
Yeah, I remember thinking the exact same thing. I was like, this... Because I was I remember being vaguely excited to see it. I think because I seen the ad beforehand. Yeah. Like the trailer. And we were watching a different film. I went to go see it. It was just boring. Like I just remember... I don't remember the film really, but I just remember being really bored watching it.
I think the same thing. I watched it at home and like, this is so boring.
Yeah.
Which is... Because I think the opening of that film is pretty good.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just know Gort was like really... Like the alien thing. Just really boring. Yeah. You know?
I think that was just like one of... Keanu Reeves, just like one of his that period of duds that he had.
Yeah, and then his flop era.
And then he did like, I think like maybe it was John Wick. In my head, it's John Wick, and then just since then, just taken off again.
Yeah,
I could be wrong there, but I'm fairly certain. Like 2000s.
I think it was John Wick.
Post Matrix, that in between period, Matrix and John Wick, because you have that film Constantine. Which is bad as well.
Yeah. I've never seen that film, but
I watched a little bit of it, and not good. Not good at all. I was right. Yeah, he didn't really do that much in between. Bill and Ted's alright. Yeah. Okay, I feel satisfied with that. I'm correct. He really didn't do that much in between.
Didn't do anything.
Yeah, no. There's no real segue into this, so just going back to our Stephen King discussion.
Oh, very good.
Mark, you have spoken highly about Pet Sematary, 1989, not the 2018.
Yeah, 2018. I think.
2018 remake. I'd never seen this film before, and I watched it.
What do you think?
And Mark, you are correct. That is a very fucking good horror film.
It's a great film.
That's a very good horror film.
So good.
You know when the kid in it, whatever his name is, what's the little boy called?
Gage.
When Gage is like the zombie. No, we're skipping all the way to the end of the film, but we'll go back to it. I like that picture. There's a shot of Gage holding like the little scalpel, and I was like, I've seen that before somewhere. I don't know where I've seen that, but I've seen that before, and I've seen it so many times. I think it's a thumbnail to something. I don't know what it was, but it's annoying me that I can't find what it is that I know that from originally.
Gage holding the scalpel.
I don't know what it was though, but like as soon as I saw him, I was like, because even when I didn't recognize it when he's like, not a zombie, but then when he comes back as a zombie, he's just a shot of him like, seen that. Don't know why, but I've seen that.
Yeah, it's a very iconic scene. Very iconic scene.
I can, yeah.
You know, like that's ooh.
That old man
just
got
picture now.
fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, that poor chap.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I think you might have talked about this on the podcast before, but we're gonna do it again because
why not? It's a great film.
So this film is about a family moving into a new gaff in middle of ours nowhere, America, and the dad, his wife, his little girl, and their 3-year-old son.
The little baby boy.
Gage. There's an old man that lives across the road, and he's like, oh, they have a cat as well, which is like best cat
Church.
ever.
Yeah.
Church is an amazing cat. My God, there's a shot of a little girl in the bed with Church, and Church like looks at the dad and then puts his head down and just curls up to her. And I was like, I want my cat to be like that, but Millie's a fucking bitch. And yeah, he's just like, the old man shows them the pet cemetery, and you're like, well, this set design is fucking fantastic, and this is so spooky, and there's like mist coming off the ground, and it's like proper, like,
it's like this is creepy. It's like, why did the old man show them this spot?
Why would you do this? They've just moved in.
Here's the haunted burial ground.
And then he's just like, oh, don't ever go past. Oh no, sorry. Then the dad, he's like a doctor, and someone is brought in after getting hit by a truck, and the fella dies on the table, but the guy kind of comes back to life briefly to be like, don't go to the other side. We're like, what the fuck does that mean? And then Church dies while the mom and kids are away, and the dad's desperate. And the old man's like, oh, you can bring that cat back to life. You just bury it again in this Native American burial ground. And he does, and the cat comes back to life. And then he gets desperate when Gage gets hit by a truck.
No, that scene is like, you're like, surely not.
I'd
read the book, and I was like, surely not.
Because they tease it
Surely
earlier
not.
on in the film as well.
And
Gage gets saved. But I didn't realize, like, this film's like an hour and a half. Gage doesn't come back in until like the last like 30 minutes. I think Gage dies like 50 minutes into the film. And then from that point on, it's just horrible. Gage comes back and he's a little kid and he's murdering the shit out of people.
Yeah, he's
oh my God.
Yeah.
Butchers people.
Yeah, like it's really creepy because it's still the child actor. It's not like they have like a
it's
like a puppet or anything like that. It's just a child actor like going around just chopping people up.
He's slight. He gives the old man like a Chelsea smile, kind of. And slits his fucking.
There's Achilles. Yeah, that scene. Or it's like, and it's like there's like the lead up as well where you can like see his thing on like his like ankles under the bed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, don't do it, don't.
It's such good like classic horror. Just like fairly simple but really effective horror. And I think as well, like, it's just like the overall vibes of the film are so dour, and the themes are just so like hitting you in the face repeatedly, but they're good themes.
Even the stuff about the wife's sister, you know, the spinal
that's
meningitis
horrible as well.
That whole thing is like, oh, that's so like it's just not even really relevant to the film. But it's just it's a really creepy kind of like nested story within the story, the main story.
But again, it's about like not being able to accept death and grieving and stuff like that. It's just a really effective horror film with good special effects. Like, the acting isn't amazing, but the little kids are good in it, and the old man is great. I fucking love that old man.
Judd, is it?
Oh man, he is so good.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just a really good film that goes like places that you do not expect it to go.
Yeah.
Because even like because I knew that Gage died, but even when it's coming up to it, I was like, I'm sure it won't be that. Like, you know, how bad can they show it? Like, they don't show like a fucking 4-year-old getting run over by a truck, but like, geez, they go fucking close to it.
Yeah. Like you can feel it yourself. Like you're in the dad's shoes, and you're oh my God, like. Surely this is going to happen, you know? Because
they spend 50 minutes with the kid, with the family, and they really build up all the characters, to the point where you care about all of them, and like you really feel the dad's desperation then, and like you see, you know, what he's lost, and you feel for him. Even when just like when the cat dies, like, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah,
Like,
Church.
you feel bad when Church dies. And then like he, or he just at no stage in the film does he ever accept death. Like, you up until the very end of the film, when people are even closer. Well, people are even closer. Other people that are close to him die, and he tries to bring them back, and the same thing happens again.
Yeah,
Man doesn't learn.
He's going around with that syringe as well. It's like oh,
Yeah.
and they're like it's so grim.
Yeah.
But it's a great example of a film that was like, because the book is really good as well, but the book over explains so many aspects of the story.
Yeah.
Like the runner, like the dead runner, he's way like huge in the book.
Yeah.
It's like it really lingers on it. Even like there's I just remember like passage after passage about like the road, which is fair enough because like thematically it's like a central point of the story.
Yeah.
The fact that they're by like a really like a major road with a lot of trucks passing by, but he just like Stephen King, just like he's like zero subtlety. he overwrites to like a crazy extreme.
You know what the screenplay to this film though?
Yeah, did he? Yeah, it's like perfect editing.
Yeah.
Though. Like this, he just kept in everything that was relevant to the story, and it's not like, as you said, it's only a short film. Like it's not a long movie. Like
no, it's only 90 minutes.
He's jumping from. He's keeping everything, even like the thing about the sister with spinal meningitis. That's not really a big thing in the book at all.
Yeah, but it's like perfectly put into this film.
Yeah, and there's a huge part at the end of the film, or sorry, at the end of the book, about like the source. Like the implication is that it's obviously like Native American burial ground kind of thing. It's like it goes into this whole thing about Wendigo.
That's not needed.
I know, yeah, it's like really like not necessary whatsoever. And this film like recognizes that, and obviously Stephen King. I didn't know he wrote the screenplay. Like he also realized that there's not really any need to elaborate on what exactly why these things are happening.
It's just this is bad ground, bad juju all around this place.
Yeah, that's just the way it is.
The vibes are off.
The vibes are seriously off in this fucking Pet Sematary. But yeah, like at the end of the book, there's this big thing about like the thing that's blocking them from getting to the other side, or whatever. It's a huge passage at the end of the book, and there's like a Wendigo kind of on the other side. It's a big monster, which is just totally unnecessary. And but in the new movie, they don't really go directly, kind of like showing those things, but it's just the editing is just, in terms of like editing of the original story, it's just the exact opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah.
Especially when you have this example, it's the exact opposite. Even the way like everything's quite colorful in this film. Everything's quite like it's a very stimulating film to watch.
Yeah, like like blue paint on their faces and stuff like that with their ghosts and stuff.
Yeah. So it's actually
exaggeration.
Yeah. It's like it's not cartoonish, but like it's a good. It's not cartoonish at all, but it is like it's stimulating just like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the 2019 or 2018 film is just like dour and drab, and it's 2 hours long. It's longer than this film for no reason whatsoever. And it also changes the ending completely. I'm
definitely gonna watch that film.
The new one. Yeah. You should, just for comparison. Stick it on 1.25, just for comparison.
Mm-hmm. I'll make it. I'll watch it at 1.5. Just make it an hour and a half. This story doesn't be any longer than that.
But it's Pet Sematary from the 80s. Great example of when you like comparative texts. You see like the original story, the new version. It's like clearly the best version is the movie from the 80s. Yeah. So that's it kind of makes it better when you compare them. Yeah, I was watching a clip about novel adaptations. This guy was talking about like bad examples of films that are adaptations of books, and the two examples that he gave was The Golden Compass and Deathly Hallows Part 1. Deathly Hallows Part 1 is dog shit. I know people like that film. Who likes that film? That film is boring as fuck. Yeah. And no, I think people don't rewatch that if they're going through the. I know that my family, or my dad and my sister, sometimes they watch the Harry Potter films. They always skip Part 1. Always. Who likes Part 1? I've no idea. I'm sure there's some people out there that like it. Deadly Hallows Part 1. It's like such filler, like pure filler. Pure filler. And the reason why it's pure filler is because J.K. Rowling, I was going to say J.K. Simmons, J.K. Rowling was like, no, this needs to be like a 1-for-1 adaptation. But books, you can adapt
a book, or no, sorry, you in a book you can give page and page on descriptions of certain stuff, but you don't have to do that for a film. And it's even like the structure of a film. You've 90 minutes, you've 2 hours, however long, whatever length it is. So it needs to be like a gradual increase in tension. Whereas
it up, yeah.
in a book, you have much longer time to do that, and the rises and payoffs are different. And like you can see that in this film. Like it's a gradual rise in tension throughout the entire film until the big climax in the end. And from what you're saying about the book, it's like
the book's very much
very different. Like there's peaks and valleys, whereas with a film you want a gradual increase because it's a shorter amount of time. And so 2 hours just sounds a bit too long for that, for a story that is this simple.
Yeah, it is like,
in nature,
Yeah, it's at its heart, it's a very simple story. If you can get the, it's more just about pacing. It's like the one you just watched is very very good with pacing.
Yeah,
a lot happens in that first hour, or that first 45 minutes, up until the point Gage gets killed. Like a whole film.
Gage dying is awful, man. It's so upsetting.
Like the same amount of content in that first initial part relative to the entirety of the new one, just because it's not paced. The new one isn't paced very well at all.
That's the thing is that I'd say about this is that it's a perfectly paced film.
Yeah. You don't feel the length.
No, not at all.
You have to stick. Gotta stick it on.
But yeah, it's again just a fucking solid ass horror film as well. At the end of the day, that is one that I would definitely remember.
Quality film.
Quality pick. Quality pick. Tell you what else is a quality pick.
What?
Who killed Captain Alex?
I don't know.
Do you know anything about this movie? Have you ever heard about this film?
No, never heard of it.
So this film is a Ugandan film.
Oh wait, I did research on this like 2 weeks ago.
I don't know what inspired me to watch this film. I've always heard about this film because people are like, this is like a it's so bad it's good film. And while yes, the actual physical film that you're watching isn't the best, if someone turned around to me and said like I really dislike this film, I think I would judge them heavily. Because what this film is that it's like in real life, this is a small village of people who make films as a village together. And it's directed, edited, produced, and written by this guy Nabwani Igg.
Oh. Want to watch?
It's on YouTube. I'm telling you, fuck it, everyone should watch this film. It's almost 70 minutes long. It's kind of a lost film because the only copies that they have of it still, and it's written at the start of the film as to why it has essentially a director's commentary on it. But it's not the director. It's this. It's what do they describe him as? A video jockey. What a video jockey is a DJ that kind of just talks over the movie, but like hypes it up while he's watching it.
Oh, cool.
So like a character comes onto the screen, and the video jockey is like, "This man is Uganda's Bruce Lee. We call him Bruce Yu. Yeah, man." And like the film is just playing, and this guy is just shouting on top of it, and like the fucking the sound levels are so off. Like when the guy is talking, you can't hear the movie.
Yeah.
But he's adding to it. He's adding to the hype. Like there's bits where he's like, "Yes, man, whatcha da," and he's adding in his own sound effects. And I was like, this is adding to the film because this guy is from this village where they make the movie.
Yeah.
And the reason why this is the only copy that they have is because they made very few DVDs of this film, because I'll get onto why this movie is so good in a bit, but they only made very few DVDs of this film, and they had to delete it off the director's hard drive so that they could make their next movie.
Jesus, yeah. Well, that's filmmaking spirit, That's true filmmaking spirit.
And that, Mark, is why this film is so good, because this film is made by a bunch of people who never thought that anyone would ever see this movie.
Mm.
It is people making a film because they love making movies.
Mm-hmm.
They come as a village. They all partake. There's there's kids in the movie. There's old people in the movie. They're all chipping in, doing the sound editing. The special effects are all done by themselves. Special effects are fucking awful, but it's again, it adds to it.
Yeah.
The plot is so fucking weird. It's about there's this, what are they called? Like the Snake Gang or something like that. They're like the biggest drug dealer, evil gang in all of Uganda. And they're being taken down by Captain Alex and his like secret squad of soldiers. And events ensue, and they're trying to assassinate Captain Alex. But Captain Alex dies, and the Snake Gang didn't kill him, and the army don't know who killed him. So they go to war and they fight, and it's all resolved. But at the end of the film, they're like, we still don't know who killed Captain Alex.
There's no resolution.
There's no resolution.
Avant-garde.
You never find out who killed Captain Alex.
Oh, well, they're keeping us on our toes.
Exactly. That's Hitchcockian, we would say.
Yeah. Hitchcockian, yeah. Fair play.
But no, this is just a film that like you watch and you just have a smile on your face the entire time. Like, is it the most deep film in the world? No. Is it the best acted? No. This is one of the few times we're watching a film in a foreign language. I'm like, geez, these are bad actors. But like,
it's not in English now.
No, there's subtitles, but like it's not in English.
How long is it?
70 minutes.
70 minutes.
75 minutes.
When was it released?
2010 or something like that.
2010? Alright.
Yeah, 2010. 68 minutes long.
68. That's a great length.
It credits itself as being recognized as Uganda's first action film.
First action film?
First action film. Because I don't think Uganda has much of a
I suppose they don't
film industry. But it's just like you watch this film and you can feel the fun and joy that this village had while making the film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's one of those films where like, man, movies are fun, and movies don't have to be fucking 3 hour. I tell you what I did, right? I sat down. I bought The Human Condition, which is a 3-part 9-hour trilogy by some Japanese director, Kobayashi. It's about like war crimes and nationalism and all this type of stuff. And I knocked it on. I watched 5 minutes of this, and then I turned it off and I knocked on this film. Not everything has to be 9-hour war epic,
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Did you watch the full Human Condition now?
Nope. Haven't watched it.
That sounds extremely depressing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to watch a fun Ugandan action movie that doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever. And it's just people having fun. And I watched it, and it's my favorite film that I've watched this year.
Yeah.
It's just one of those films that just hits. And it's a joy.
And they've seen the worst, like those people, probably.
Yeah.
Pretty seen the worst.
I think it's something like this film was made on a budget of $20.
Yeah. Like they're in the horrors.
They didn't. No one got paid making this movie. They just did it because it was fun.
I wish we had that. So everyone's let's make a movie, boys. It's like
well, pay me first. Fuck you, Steve.
Yeah, you cheap bastard. Just film the movie, man.
Just do it for the love of cinema, man.
Yeah, it's for the. I'll take the credits though.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's it sounds nice. It sounds interesting. But yeah, it's a cool kind of comparison, because like you wouldn't see that kind of like a Human Condition coming out of like because obviously Uganda not having a great time the past 500 years. All of them there, but you don't see any like depressing shit really coming out of there.
No.
Like in terms of like their like cultural output.
Yeah, their cultural output.
Of what we do see.
More so what we make of them. It's just like,
yeah.
Beast of No Nation and stuff like that.
It's like these guys are so fucked, I remember reading an interview with someone who'd survived like they're in like a refugee camp. I think like it might have been in Uganda or like nearby. It's like after the Rwandan genocide, a lot of American missionaries were over like helping them out, trying to recover. And like this person who was like he was just like a normal guy, but like he had to leave obviously because like the violence in the area. He was just saying to the interviewers like oh yeah, all the like UN people, like the peacekeepers and like the missionaries, like they're just so fucking depressing, like trying to help us get over. Like they just focus on all the bad shit that's happened, whereas we just want to like dance and like have fun,
Yeah.
and just like try to like be positive,
Yeah.
and like move forward and stuff like that. I read that a few years ago. I was just kind of like,
It stuck with you.
yeah, it's a weird perspective that you don't really think about. Obviously, that's you can't say that obviously for like all of Africa, you know, but like it's a kind of you can maybe see it in that comparison you just made there, with like, you know, a 9-hour like genocide epic, and then it's really depressing, and then just like people who are like kind of, you know, currently probably under threat or like have experienced stuff like that in their lives, and just making a fun action movie with their mates, you know.
But their mates just having fun.
Yeah.
And even at the start of the film is like this really fucking weird CG green screen scene, and then it just like cuts to like how they made it, and it's just a guy dangling in front of a green screen, and everyone's just watching, and they're all like,
oh, I think I've
laughing.
seen that clip,
Like,
actually.
it's just like, it's just fun, you know.
Yeah.
And it just I think the reason why this film became so popular is because you can tell that they're just having fun making the movie, you know, and that really, really comes across in the final product. And yeah, they have other movies as well. That they have a film called Bad Black, which I think it's hilarious. Mark, this is not going to work for a podcast, but I'm going to show you this is the poster to Captain Alex, right?
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool, right? Like, you know, clearly it's something that we would make for the podcast. This is the poster to the film, one of the films afterwards, and there's just, I don't know if they hired someone, but like the quality of the poster is so much higher.
That's definitely like someone seen Who Killed Captain Alex was like, oh, I'll make you as a poster.
Yeah, I'll make you a really cool, like, vibey poster.
Yeah.
But I still think that the quality of the film, like, is still the same.
It's probably the same.
It's not like they have a massive budget, but also the photo in the background for Bad Black, which is the movie with the better poster, is a photo of a guy that I'm pretty sure is Jesus holding a rocket launcher, and then a guy in a mask beside him with two guns with a t-shirt that says Ebola Hunter. So I'm sure it's great.
It's got a lot going on. That's next episode.
The next episode.
New series.
New series. Ugandan action films. Fuck you, Stephen King. Oh yeah. Will we go for a wee break?
Let's go for a loan.
And now, continuing on with our Rocky franchise review. The second installment, Rocky 2.
Rocky 2.
He's back.
He's back. Rocky's Revenge.
Rocky's Revenge. Rocky's Rumble to Revenge.
Yeah. When did this come out? 80?
This came out, I think, the year after, maybe 2 years after the first one. This is a continuation. This is literally picks up like minutes after Rocky 1, with Rocky being brought to the hospital and Apollo being like, I got you, you're gonna hit your fucking ass beat, I want a rematch, because immediately he's just like, I know I said no rematch, but fuck me, I didn't beat this fucking bum, and this is gonna be embarrassing as fuck, or like, I didn't beat this bum, but I didn't knock him out. And Rocky's just like, hey, Apollo, it's cool, don't worry about it. Hey, Apollo. Hey, Apollo, did you give me it all? Yeah, I did, Rocky. Okay, cool, thanks. And I like, what I like about this film, more so than like the end, which I'll get on to the end, because the end of this movie is so good. But I like the way that it really, really justifies why each man would want a rematch, even though they said at the end of the first film that they don't want a rematch.
No rematch.
Like, they really, like, this film is quite literally just like, Apollo's getting death threats and bullied because he couldn't beat some nobody, and Rocky is broke as fuck and cannot make any money because he can't do anything but fight.
Yeah.
Is the one thing he's good at.
And personal tragedy gets in the way.
Yeah. Adrian is in a coma.
Yeah, she falls into very like Days of Our Lives kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So she falls into a coma. So, yo, Adrian, wake up.
I'm a big fan of, like, in the second film, in the second film they've already like plunged into kind of like absurdity for reasons why these fights need to happen.
They just like kind of dip their toes into
Yeah.
like this bizarre. It's like Adrian fell. How about she? I don't know. Falls into a coma.
Yeah,
It's
sounds good to me.
Yeah, it's good though. It's like like there is a good kind of justification because like it is kind of a retroactive justification because obviously it was meant to be a standalone independent film, the original one.
I'm really happy that it's not.
Yeah,
It's like the one time where I'm like, I'm really happy that they kept this franchise going.
It needed the sequel, and they managed to kind of justify it. It's well justified in the film. It's not like you have like a 50-minute sequence where it's like, oh, Apollo, he's getting hassled by the boxing entourage. He needs to secure his dignity. He needs to fight Rocky again and beat him to a pulp. And then like Rocky's like, oh no, Adrian fell into a coma. It's like it's not like kind of skimmed over. Like it's like integral to the story, the entire story of the film.
Because this film is again like nearly 2 hours long, and so like again the boxing match is the fucking last like 10-15 minutes of the film. The rest of the film is just building up those characters and like making you care for them again and again. Rocky's a super empathetic character that you really like, and you want to see him win. You want to see him succeed.
He's a good guy.
He's a great guy. I like as well that like, and I think you're right. It's unusual in the first film because the first film is like, you know, the greatest sports film of all time, and it's unusual that the film ends in a way where Rocky doesn't win, but that's not what's important. The important thing is that, you know, he proved himself. But in this film, you get that satisfaction of Rocky winning.
Yeah.
So therefore, you have a 3-hour-long film, if you stick them together, of a guy trying his hardest to win, and then he succeeds in the end. No, 4 hour even. Sorry, we're not talking about 2 hour.
Yeah.
Or 3 hour, 4 hour long film of a guy trying to win and win the big one.
Suddenly, it's a sports epic.
Yeah.
But I think they really work. Like as far as I know, these are the most continuous. Or in terms of like continuity, these are the most kind of like.
I think so, yeah.
Like these, like as you said, this literally picks up minutes after the end of the first film.
Yeah.
So you could easily watch them together. And this follows on like really well, like bizarrely well from the first one in terms of tone and just like how it's kind of like how it lays itself out, how it's paced. It's kind of like its general approach to the story, which I thought was kind of weird because this is like, you know, the first was kind of famous for the way Stallone was a kind of a failing actor, who wrote this script and he got the script was bought and then he was like, I need to be the star or else I'm not going to release the rights.
Yeah, you ain't getting this.
And then for this film, it's almost like he is like Rocky is Sylvester Stallone. Like he's just like that statue in Philly is just Sylvester Stallone, but it's a Rocky statue. Like in this film, he refused to release the rights to make a sequel, which they were like really eager to do, unless he was allowed to direct it. So he directed this film.
And you know what? He does a good job.
He did it's really well done. Like it's basically you wouldn't know that some guy who'd never directed before had directed this film.
No.
You know, this some guy who's just like a deadbeat actor, like nearly like probably less than 18 months prior to the release of the film.
Yeah.
It was just like a nobody. Like he directed the film, starred in it, whatever. So it's done very well. It's like a remarkable kind of object in that sense as well.
Yeah, and like it's really well shot as well. Really like the shot of Rocky, because at this stage Rocky is like super famous in Philly, and he's obviously like he's the one person that brought Apollo the distance, and so obviously he's this like huge hero in Philly.
He's the guy.
But you got that fucking scene where he's trained. It's the training montage. You're like, yes, here we go.
Yeah.
And he's running, and the people of Philly are running with him.
Yes!
Like, that's my boy Rocky. And he's running, and the kids are chasing after him, and he just fucking sprints ahead of them. Like, fucking... I've never seen someone run so fast in a pair of Converse. Swear to God, it's amazing. It's
Why did they all wear Converse in the 80s?
Man, I watched Air, that Michael Jordan film, which I think is set in Michael Jordan's 80s, isn't he? Whoa.
Yeah, 80s, 90s.
80s, 90s, yeah, whatever.
90s-ish.
I think it's 80s because it's like when he's coming up.
Yeah.
Converse was the main shoe that basketball players wore.
Mm.
Converse were like the athlete's shoe, which is insane because it's flat.
Man, I was in yoga today, and it wasn't it wasn't yoga. You think of yoga, fucking downward dog, sun rays, all that shit. Now this was serious, balls to the wall, Rocky Balboa's training montage yoga. This was insane, and I didn't bring any gear because I thought it was gonna be like normal, you know, like yoga, like what I imagine.
You thought you were gonna be taking off your shoes.
I thought, yeah, I thought it was gonna be that kind of thing. So I wore my Converse, my Chuck 70s, which, you know, like when you read the story behind them, you know. Like when you buy them or whatever, it's like
when you read the pamphlet that comes with them.
That's what I always do with my new shoes.
Gotta read the instructions.
The instructions. And it's like this is based on like a vintage model from the 70s, from the court and stuff like that. But I can't imagine. I can't imagine playing basketball in those things. Like they're really rigid. There's no support or anything like that. I was there in yoga today, and I was just like doing squats, digging my heels in. I was just like pain shooting up my shins. I was like, there's no support here. Like I'm on my own. Like I'm just standing on. It's like standing on rocks. You know, it's just flat like slabs of rubber. But Rocky makes it work. He's there sprinting down the Keys in Philly.
I feel
like going
the bridge.
Ham.
The bridge of my feet hurt when I see someone running in Converse.
You can't run full speed in Converse.
Yeah.
Unless there's the ones I have vintage fucking recreation or whatever. There's no way Rocky ran in them. There's absolutely
There's
no way. The rubber is so rigid, it's ridiculous, you know? Maybe have those pennies Converse where it's just like fucking noodles, you know? It's like all floppy stuff, you know? But no, yeah, he's pelting it down the Keys. He's just going mental. And it's just like proper, like, yeah. And you have that song playing in the background. You know?
Oh, man. These films are so, like... They fucking hit some primal masculine urge in me. I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah, it's such a guy film, yeah.
Fucking do it, Rocky.
You're there on your phone watching it alone in the dark. Go on, Rocky.
Man, I'm not joking, right? Watching the end of this film, I had similar reactions as I do to watching professional wrestling, where I was like, go on, yes. Man, the fucking fight at the end of this film,
it's great.
I love it. They don't have their hands up to defend themselves. It's just two dudes slugging it out.
Slugging it. Old style, you know. Proper, like, bare knuckle stuff. But they're wearing gloves. And, yeah, no, it's an epic conclusion to, like, a very manicured drama. The same way the first one was. Like, very well done. Like, this is not what we talked about this last time we spoke about Rocky, where it's like it's not what you kind of think of in terms of like the cultural icon, like Rocky the icon. Aki the icon. He's like, it's like fucking Sylvester Stallone. He's like, big guy, big muscles. He's like, I'm a guy. I'm going to defeat communism. Kind of like fucking ridiculous.
We'll get on to that.
We'll get on to that in a few weeks. Like basically a ridiculous, like semi superhero fucking joke from the 80s. But these first two films are like really like manicured, really like down to earth,
grounded. Yeah,
grounded, proper like dramatic films, independent films that like really make you feel, or really put you in his shoes, and really get you rooting for him in a way that isn't just like a corny kind of like, oh, I want the good guy to win. It's like I want this guy to win because he's a good dude, and you're like he's earned it. You know?
I want him to get his break. I want him to succeed. I want to see Rocky do okay. Because it's literally that. It's the simplicity of the drama, and it is kind of soap opera-y in this film because it is like Adrian falls into a coma.
Yeah.
But it's like Adrian falling into the coma is the very large straw that breaks the camel's back. Because before that, you see him trying to do advertisements. He's trying to like work in a slaughterhouse, and the slaughterhouse is like we have to cut people because of economic times. Like we gotta make cuts to cost. He can't do any form of acting because Rocky's a simple dude, and Rocky can't really read very well, and Rocky can't remember lines when he has to say them, and he's definitely sure as fucking not an actor. And like I think he's another job in the film at one stage, but he's just trying his best. And especially like trying to do best by his family. And I think that's like the heart to Rocky, is that he's a simple guy trying to do what's right for his family, and the only thing that he can do is fight.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone can relate to that. Everyone can. It's not like, oh, he's fighting because he's the other guy is evil or something like that. You know,
Rocky doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure it's something like where like Apollo, because Apollo at this stage is pissed because he's been made a show of in the boxing community because he's the world champion. He didn't beat this nobody. So he's pissed off and he's trying to get into Rocky's head and like say like I am gonna demolish you when we get into that ring. And Rocky's just like, okay. Okay. And they're like, Rocky, do you have any harsh words to say about your opponent? And Rocky's like, he's the best there is. You know?
He's the best around.
He's the best around. He's the world champion for a reason. I have to try my best. And it's like, God bless you, Rocky, you simple man.
You simple man.
You simple man who's like doesn't hold any grudges against anyone. He's just like, I'm gonna do the best I can, and I love him for it. He's
just one of the guys.
He's just one of the bros.
One of the guys. One of the dudes trying to make his way. You know, but he lands in this extraordinary situation rather than maybe the idea, maybe what it turns into. I don't know. Rather than an extraordinary person who is just placed into like a kind of like a dramatic situation, you know, it's an ordinary guy who makes a dramatic situation happen, basically, you know, who's thrown into like a weird kind of circumstance and creates his own kind of, you know, paves his own path, you know, blazes his own trail, creates his own destiny, and that's like that's the main thing. It's like War of the Worlds. Just a normal guy. That's what you want. You know, you don't want someone who's like, oh, like he's like, oh no, he's genetically engineered to be really good at boxing, or like, oh, he's gonna, you know, whatever. Like he's the chosen one. He's just a regular guy. It's really relatable. It's really good. You know, kind of realistic, except for the coma stuff. And she has the baby while she's in the coma, is it?
I think she had the baby and then went into the coma.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. And Rocky's like, I seen the baby.
No,
not till Adrian's awake.
I think.
No, she has the baby, and then she's so fucked that she falls into a coma afterwards.
I'm not sure. I think she has the baby while she's in the coma.
Nah, that can't be right.
I can't remember because they're like, it's a.
Because he shows up and they're like, sir, would you like to see your baby? He's like, no, not. She's awake, because like she's like asleep, and he doesn't see his child until she wakes up.
Fair enough.
Which is like fucked up.
Poor child.
Like, that child's just like it's like imprinted on some random nurse.
Yeah. It's imprinted on Polly.
Yeah. Yo, Polly.
Polly, I'm gonna need you to breastfeed the baby. I can't
I'll
risk
do it for you.
No problem, Rocky. Hey, yo, Adrian, your brother's gonna breastfeed the baby.
Don't worry, wake up, Adrian. Polly's breastfeeding our baby.
Oh god,
good stuff.
But even again, like just on Polly, like Polly's just like, again, like he's just kind of like there, and I don't have any negative thoughts against Polly. Like he's there.
Just a guy.
He's just a guy. He's just there. He's not a negative force. He's a bit of a positive force, but he's not like overly positive, you know.
He's just kind of there.
He's just kind of there.
It's realist. It's like it's realism. It's like he's just a guy who's kind of there. Like he's mates with Rocky, and he's the brother of Adrian. Like, and he gives what he can. Gives what he needs to. But beyond that, he's just like he pretty has his own problems. You know.
Is he a loan shark in this film, or is he doing something else?
I don't know. Isn't he? He's like helping Rocky or something.
I can't really remember.
Yeah, I don't know. But
I can never really remember what Polly does in these movies. But see, I think my enjoyment of these films is going to stay consistent, because the next film has Mr. T in it.
Yeah, I've heard mixed things about
and
this film.
Do you know what the best thing is?
From
this point on, they drop to 90 minutes and below, which you're like, that is genius, because these films I don't think these films continue as like they're like realistic dramas and stuff like that. So drop that runtime down. We don't need to establish these characters as much. We've had these characters for 2 films now. You can drop that runtime down. Here's a big, mean boxer. Here's a Mike Tyson stand-in that Rocky has to beat.
Yeah. Mr. T, yeah. Like, I've never actually seen a Mr. T movie.
Have I seen Mr. T? Surely I've seen Mr. T in something.
I've only seen clips of him in the A-Team.
Same. What Mr. T famous for? Is it the A-Team?
It's the A-Team, yeah. Ever see a clip of him where it's like it's an A-Team episode where they're like they fight off like strike breakers and defend like the farmers union?
Oh, I think I have seen that.
That's like Mr. T's like join a union. It's like so bizarre for the 80s. American TV.
Mr. T gets it. He fucking gets it. I think because I don't know what else Mr. T has done. Yeah, he's in 23 films. He has not done much. That's so weird.
He's just known as B.A., right? B.A. Baracus.
Mr. T was in Air. I only watched that the other week. Who the fuck was Mr. T in Air?
Airbud.
No, Air.
He was the dog.
That Michael Jordan film that I watched.
Oh, right.
It's his second highest credited film on Letterboxd, and I don't remember him in it whatsoever. That seems very mean. Hulk Hogan? Oh no, it's archive footage. That's what I was about to say.
That's great acting, maybe.
Yeah, this is archive footage again. Okay, weird. Yeah. I don't know what it must just be the A-Team. So weird. That's very strange.
Respect.
Respect to Mr. T.
Respect to the T.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Damn straight. Man had a look and fuck me did he rock it.
In what?
Like Mr. T. His look.
Oh, his look, yeah.
His look.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, his beard, his chain, his, like, mohawk. It's like, that's how, like, he wasn't really, like, the fact that we even know who he is.
What the fuck is Mr. T's actual name?
That's his full name. John T.
John T. I'm going to look at it. Lawrence Terud?
Lawrence Theroux, yeah.
Theroux, wow. Yeah, I think it's literally just the A-Team.
Yeah. Like
But
the fact that we know who this guy is in 2023 in Ireland.
Now, to be fair,
you know,
he was in. Do you know? Okay, right. Can you tell me, Mark? You know, dick all about wrestling history. The main event of the very first WrestleMania.
The main event?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know what that is.
Mr. T is in the main event of the very first WrestleMania.
Oh, is he?
He's in a tag match. Roddy Piper's in that match.
Roddy Piper? Ah, yeah.
2 other people are in that match. I've no idea who else is in that match.
Roddy Piper, Mr. T, that's pretty iconic.
Yeah. You know? You got They Live.
You got They Live. Like, that's enough. That's enough for me. I know who Roddy Piper is. I don't know a thing about wrestling. That man's an icon. Like,
he is an icon. Do you know who Bad Bunny is?
The rapper?
Yes.
Yeah.
He is very good at wrestling as well.
Is he?
He is.
That's weird.
I watched the wrestling. He did a few matches. I watched his most recent one at WrestleMania. No, WWE Backlash. Fuck me, man. That guy can go.
Is he big?
No.
Yeah, I was thinking.
That guy can move, though. Oh, my God. He's a very good wrestler.
Yeah. Wrestling. Donald Trump was a wrestler.
He was. He was indeed. Mike Tyson was also in a bit of wrestling as well. And Shaq. Oh, my God, yeah. Yeah.
What a fucking roster, like.
My God, wrestling is beautiful.
Wrestling, yeah. It might be like an artifact. It's something you study, like, in 100 years. You know? It's like turn of the century, culture. You can use those people as touchstones. It's like you can use it as like kind of like a map. It's what happened here, Mr. T. Well, why is he
Who
famous?
is big when? Oh, we'll just look at who is in wrestling. I'll tell you. Will we move on to our recommended film of the week?
Let's do so. So, our recommended film for this week is Uncle Boonmee, Who Can Recall His Past Lives, a 2010 film from Thailand. It's a fantasy drama, 2 hours long, directed by a guy whose name I will not pronounce.
Give it an attempt. Go on, try it.
Apachatpong Wiraseth Cool.
It's a lot. I'm so glad that you recommended this film because I was never going to be able to pronounce that.
I just butchered that. Sorry for any Thai listeners out there. So yeah, Uncle Boonmee. Afflicted with kidney disease, Uncle Boonmee is preparing himself for death. He's assembled his relatives in the countryside, convinced he will die within a few days. The ghost of his wife appears and offers guidance on his journey into the beyond, while his estranged son materializes in the guise of a jungle creature. Surrounded by his loved ones, Uncle Boonmee reflects on memories of his past lives, and he decides he must visit a special place before he goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the synopsis.
That's the synopsis. And that kind of is just what happens in the film.
That is pretty much just what happens, yeah.
Yeah. I'm still thinking about this film in terms of I don't know what to make of it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm the same. I'm not entirely sure what the film is about, to be honest.
Like, I got themes from the film, but I didn't get a message, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know, I got a message, but I didn't feel like it was kind of like I don't know, elaborate or fully realized. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I need to watch it again. On first watch, I didn't feel entirely realized or like that it made a lot of sense. I seen a review when I was doing like kind of just reading about the film online.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a review which describes it as not even really a film, which is like as accurate as like I could kind of like, I don't know, impress upon the listener here. It's not like it's barely a film, but not in like a, you know, I think I've said that before about films that are just shit. Like this isn't
shit.
It's not a shit film, but like I just it's more like just a collection of sequences, and they're all shot like differently, deliberately.
Yes.
Stylistically speaking, there's like a costume drama version. There's like a very like realistic kind of
documentary style
shot. There's one that's just very like deliberate, kind of nearly transcendental approach to storytelling.
There's what's that thing called? The like famous French short film and inspired 12 Monkeys.
La Jetée.
There's a bit like that where like it's voiceover and shots showing you like what's happening, just like stills, and like it's someone again describing the future and explaining what's happening. Loads of like experimental stuff like that. What did you think about the ghosts?
The ghosts. I thought the ghosts were pretty cool.
I found them very visually striking.
Yeah. Like I like the ghosts, but I feel like the ghosts just kind of fell off after about halfway in.
Ghosts fell off, man.
They pure fell off. So yeah, Uncle Boonmee, he's sitting there. He's got his dialysis machine or whatever. He's in bits. His kidneys are fucked, and he's sitting in like his gaff with his family. The movie's very slow.
There's no music to this film.
Yeah. It's very minimalistic in most cases. And suddenly he's like having dinner or something with like his like carer. Or like it's just his family anyway.
It's his family, but it's one of my problems that I have with this film is that I couldn't tell the relations to everyone.
Yeah, it wasn't entirely clear. Like who was his son, who was his like his. I know his maybe it was his sister he was having dinner with.
It was his sister-in-law, I believe, because when his wife shows up and she's a ghost, the wife, who. H-U-A-H, is that, I don't know if I pronounced that right.
Hue, yeah.
She says to Jen, I think her name is, how are you, sister? Now, I don't know if that means like literal sister or sister-in-law, or if Boonmee is Jen's brother-in-law, or if Jen is Boonmee's actual sister and the wife is calling her sister, because I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what the relations of any of the characters are, really.
Yeah, that's not that relevant.
I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But it does. Much. It would help give context to the I think it would help a little bit being able to tie. Okay, so that's how this person's related to this person.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, it would. A bit of context would help, but I don't think the film really cares about how much context it gives. It's more of a.
It's about humans, man.
It's about memory, bro.
And incarnation.
Reincarnation.
Death and rebirth.
Yeah. The most striking scene is definitely that dinner table scene. Where you have the wife, she appears, just comes out, materializes out of nowhere.
Bro, that fucking scene. I was watching it and I was like, am I seeing something? Is there someone there?
Yeah. And she just slowly comes in. It's very well done.
Very, very well
and
done.
And then, all of a sudden, a fucking monkey man shows up. It was like Boonmee's son.
Yeah.
He went missing. He was a photographer who went missing and had sex with a monkey monster.
A monkey ghost.
A monkey ghost, sorry.
A monkey ghost, Mark. That's very important.
So he explains the whole thing. He's like, yeah, I mated with the monkey ghost, because he took a photo before, and there was this weird kind of shape. He took a photo in the forest, and this weird monkey ghost shape. As we went looking for the monkey ghost, obviously found it. He was missing for ages. Boonmee sent like search parties after him. He was like, yeah, I heard the search parties, but I was having so much fun with the monkey ghost, I didn't want to come back. And he forgot about the old world, all that stuff. And he's like literally
that
like
monkey mussy, you know?
The mussy.
The mussy, I'm telling you. It's different.
It lures you. So
got that gorilla grip.
Oh God. Uncle Boonmee.
Bone me, you know?
Boonmee, yeah. I like Uncle Boonmee. But he's like an actual monkey man. He just kind of like walks out of the forest. It's just down at the table.
I think he's dead.
Yeah, he is dead.
He is dead. Yeah. He's turned into a ghost.
He's a spirit, but like he's a monkey man sitting at the table.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not like alive, but he's
very good special effects as well.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
But
I was glued to the screen. I was like,
same.
I was like, what the hell? I'm kind of very interested what he has to say. But he doesn't really appear, which I was kind of like a bit annoyed about.
Yeah, there's bits in this film where something happens and I am glued to the screen. But then the dialogue loses me because they're not really talking about much. Like he's glued to this. Like when he comes onto the screen, that dinner table scene is the best bit of the film, because you're hooked from that point. But then, that's also nearly 40 minutes into the film.
Is it?
Yeah.
Jesus, I didn't feel like that at all.
It's like 30 minutes. It's at least half an hour into the film.
Yeah.
And when that scene ends, it's like 45 minutes into the film. And then not much really happens except for that fish scene, which we'll get onto in a little bit. But like, I don't know. I was taking notes for this film, but I wasn't getting anything from the film. Like, I don't know. And it's a film that, like, I had to watch this film essentially twice because I tried to watch it on Saturday, and I watched the first hour, and I was fucking falling asleep. I did not do this film justice. I turned it on too late. I was falling asleep. It's a very quiet, very slow film, very reflective film, meditative in some sense. And I was just like, I'm falling asleep to this. I need to turn this off, and I'll come back to it tomorrow. You know, I'll pick up where I left it. And then I didn't return to it on Sunday, and then I didn't return to it on Monday. And so I was like, Friday, fuck, I'm going to have to watch it all over again. So I watched the first hour again, and I still didn't get anything from it. I thought it was some revelation was gonna happen where, like, you know, I'm gonna be able to like laser focus in on everything that's happening. And I'm gonna be able to, like, this film's gonna open up to me. I'm gonna understand it more. And that didn't happen. And normally when I rewatch something, I will get something out of it more the second time around. I got exactly the same amount out of it as I did the first time I watched it.
Yeah, no, it is. It's very difficult to kind of read because I don't think it's really interested in being read, you know.
No.
I know the guy who made it. He made it as the final part of a multimedia art project about kind of like memory and the past and like not really parallel dimensions, but like reincarnation, kind of like the cyclical nature of different things. The film was shot on film as well, which is kind of a deliberate choice, like a deliberate, like, formal choice, because the nature of film, the way like everything's kind of shot in digital, At least what he said at the time was like, oh, like no one shoots on film anymore, but like a lot of people still do shoot on film. But like, so like the fact that all these characters are kind of tied to people who have died, or like remember things that have happened in the past, or even in one case, it's only very lightly touched on the film, have some kind of connection to the future, or have seen things that have happened in the future. And it's like calling back to that in a cinematic sense.
Yeah.
But like it's not very. It's not like that's not like the through line all the way like throughout the film.
Yeah.
It's not entirely clear. It's just kind of it's something that's there to be. It's kind of like, you know, the scene that you mentioned very briefly there, where she's looking in the reflection. She's like, it's like a queen, and she's kneeling down at a waterfall, and she's looking into the pool, like totally disconnected from the rest of the film. There's a lot of episodic kind of sequences like that in the film, recalling past lives, or sometimes things aren't, you know, it's not really clear how they're relevant at all. But she's kneeling down looking at this pool, and she sees a reflection, and like obviously it's just a reflection in the water, and it can disappear after a second.
Yeah.
And the film's kind of like that, where you're looking into like this reflection of maybe like where cinema is at in that moment, or like where like you are like metaphysically in that moment, like in the present, and there's like all obviously like the past fucking like piling on top of you, and the future like coming towards you like the speed of light. Yeah. But like once you like reach down to touch the reflection, it's just gone.
Yeah.
It just disappears, which is like really frustrating to watch.
Yeah, I think, but
from a viewer's perspective,
I guess that's the point. Is that like this is such an elusive film?
Like the Monkey Man.
Like the Monkey Man himself, he shows up once and then he's gone. And he's like, man, I wish the Monkey Man was back. I think, because the funny thing is as well is like, I thought I would, you know, reassess my expectations from the film, you know, when I was coming back to it again. But the same thing happened again, where like I was like, I'm not getting anything from this film. And I feel like that's kind of the point, is that like you're not really meant to get anything from it, because it's a film about spirituality, and it's a film about reincarnation. It's a film about religion. Like later on in the film, at the very, very end of the film, one of the characters becomes a monk, and rocks up to the gaff, and he's just like, yeah, it's shit in the temple. I don't have a radio. Some of the other monks, they've got like computers and they can chat on High Five, which I have no idea what the fuck that is, but whatever that is. Sounds good. And so he takes a shower and he comes back out and he gets changed into normal clothes, and he sits down beside one of the girls and he's putting on his shoes, and the girl says, "Oh, you smell like lemongrass. That will keep the mosquitoes away." And earlier on in the film, at that dinner table scene, just before the very like last conversation that they have is about how many mosquitoes are around, and then the ghosts show up. So surely that is like, there's something there about like structured religion, or you know, religion in general. Not religion in general, but like definitely structured religion. Pulling you away from the natural spirituality of the world, the flow of the world. It gets you out of like, you know, you're not in the water of the reflection. You're outside of the water. You're looking in at the reflection. If you're in structured,
very passive. You don't even try to touch it. You know.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I believe in it. That is like, I don't know if I'm stretching with that or not. But like,
honestly, that makes more sense. The more I talk about it, it's more like that's probably what it's saying.
I think this film is an important film to talk about, because when you're watching, it's like, I don't fucking breeze what's going on.
Yeah.
But the more that we're talking about it now, the more I'm like, the pieces are kind of not coming together, but I'm getting a better picture of it.
Yeah. The water's a bit calmer.
Yeah, like you're set in the water, but then all of a sudden, the catfish shows up, and that scene happens, and I think that was the moment.
What did that mean?
That was the moment where I was like, I thought I knew what this film was going for, and I have absolutely no idea. I think that it has something to do with the monkey ghost mating bit, because that is essentially what's happening in that scene. So basically, the queen is rejected by her servant.
This is hundreds of years ago. In
the past, yeah. This is not got nothing to do with Boonmee or anything. Well, it does, but also doesn't because reincarnation, whatever. But the queen's rejected by her servant, and she's looking into the water. And you hear a voice, and the voice is like, "I'm a catfish. You're still hot."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, thank you." And he's like, "Nah, like I'd smash." And she's like, "I bet." And she gets into the water. And she lies on her back. And she starts moving. And in my head, I was like,
surely no.
Oh, maybe it's the water that's like, fucking her. Maybe it's the water.
Yeah.
And then it pans down her legs. And there's a fish just flopping in and out of in between her legs. And at that point, I was like, this someone's lost me. I have no idea what's going on.
Yeah, I was kind of
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what we're going for here.
Yeah, I was like, come on. Fucking catfish sex.
That was artistic wankery for the sake of it.
Yeah, no, like, I object to that scene.
Yeah.
I object to that. Like, specifically that part of that scene. Like, that's just ridiculous, Like, fair enough, you're trying to stretch the point, trying to make your point in, like, a really provocative kind of, like, visually interesting, visceral way. But, like, it's not even really clear what the point is. It's just a woman having sex with a catfish.
Yeah.
In like an indeterminate period in the past, and you're not even sure what she has to do with the rest of the film.
Yeah.
And then the scene ends, and like that's it.
That's it. And it's like
it's never expanded upon. It's never. Yeah, but like that scene was fine until she started having sex with a catfish. It's like, oh, it's very mysterious. I was intrigued. I was there stroking my chin, thinking like, because it switches from Uncle Boonmee in the present in fucking 2010 or whatever to this king or this queen and her servant in whenever, like hundreds of years ago. But it doesn't say when it switches.
No.
It just all of a sudden it cuts and suddenly you're like hundreds of years in the past, and it's like maybe like a different life for Boonmee or something like that, or maybe he's the catfish, or maybe we're totally missing the point here. But anyway, it's not clear what's happening, but you just know it's like, okay, you just trying to wind me up here.
Yeah,
he's trying to wind me up. I was really interested, and then it's just like, is this a wind up?
Yeah, I don't know. There's like real mixed feelings on that scene because, as you said, like the bit beforehand about the water, I thought was really cool. Like, and like she's looking down at herself, and it's like a young version of herself looking back, and like how she's rejected by the servant. But then when she has sex with the catfish, I'm like, outside of the son talking about how he had sex with a ghost, which is about like transgression or whatever, and like turning into something else that's human but not quite human, but like you're still related to it because whatever. I don't know what the point was.
Yeah.
And it's like you're showing me this thing and all I'm getting is, it's not like, oh, what the fuck am I looking at? It's like, why is it? It's not even like confusion over like what I'm looking at. It's confusion over like, what am I looking at and what has this got to do with literally anything that's going on in the film?
Yeah, it's more like, why am I looking at this?
Yeah. How is this relevant at all? Like, if a catfish thing came up later on, I'd be okay with it. But like, they completely drop it as it's never mentioned. Nothing is ever talked about from that scene again. So I'm just left
with blue balls.
Yeah, blue ball to bits. I didn't get to see enough.
Yeah, no, it's very that, and the end sequence. I was just like, what the hell is going on? But maybe I just didn't get the end sequence. Maybe I just didn't understand
The bit where the monk
just
around.
he stands up and like he's still there in the room, and
yeah, there's two versions. He's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
He puts on his clothes and he turns around and he's in a room with three people, and one person's like, "Oh, I don't want to go get food," and then the other one is just like, "Oh, I'll go get food with you." She's grand. He puts on his t-shirt and he turns around and he's seeing the three of them sitting on the bed, watching TV, and then the one that said, "Oh, I'll come get food with you," gets up and goes with him, but there's still three of them sitting on the bed.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's got something to do with time and choices and like different lives, like the different lives you could live even. But like, I don't know, because there's stuff about karma in the film as well.
Mm.
But again, like at that stage, I just don't know what the film is going for. Like there's scenes where I'm like, this is really interesting, but then something happens where it's like, I don't know what this is going for now.
Yeah, there was a sequence where, when I was watching it, he starts going on. He's talking. He's in like the hammock or something. He's talking to his, or no, he's on a bed and he's chatting to the wife, like the ghost of his wife. Yeah, and like as you say, he's like talking about like karma. This is what I'm paying for this.
Yeah, because he'd killed communists in the
Yeah,
past.
because I killed loads of communists and I killed loads of flies on my farm. It's karma is getting me back with my kidney disease. And then there's like a very brief sequence of like dead soldiers and like dead people in like fatigues and stuff. I was like, oh, this is like taking like an interesting kind of turn, and then it just stops and never comes up ever again.
Yeah,
At any point. And I know he specifically said like this wasn't a political film. But like I'm not sure what kind of film or like why include that if it wasn't, and like what like it is a spiritual film, obviously, definitely. But it just feels like it's very like abbreviated. Everything's very kind of like truncated. And maybe that is the point. I'm sure it is. But it just feels you got blue balls every fucking sequence.
I don't know. It's like,
you know,
this is one of those films where I'm like, if this film was 3 hours and I got a little bit more that explains a little bit more, I'd be very happy with that. So it was a film that I'm like, I wish it was longer, but also it doesn't utilize like I don't like this because every scene does do something. I just don't know what it does. You know what I mean? And I don't know. It's like, it's a film that I appreciate, but I just didn't get anything out of.
Yeah, I don't really get it, to be honest. I was more like,
which is so annoying. I hate this feeling when it's like, I appreciate this film, but it didn't do anything for me.
Yeah. It feels like it's in a different language or something.
Literally, it is.
It is. Yeah. No, but really like a different like cinematic language.
Yeah.
Which is maybe a good thing, but also it's inconvenient for me when I just want to get to the answer. What's the answer to the question? I'm a Westerner here. I don't want your fucking bullshit karma. I want an answer. I want a yes or a no, black or
white. Dumb it down for me, bro.
Yeah, dumb it down here.
But even like looking at like how people talk about it, no one really says anything about like
I know, yeah,
anything.
I was like, okay, that was really provocative. I didn't really understand what was happening. Okay, I'll look it up and like read about the film. But like no one really goes in any detail about like what exactly. It's all kind of like stuff about karma, memory, reincarnation. So yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
But like what how does that come into like a whole? Like how does it realize itself? Maybe we're just missing something. But like I think we're together on this one. But like I'm not entirely sure what it was doing, like even with the memory kind of theme and the whole idea of, you know, like memory and karma and like reincarnation, they all kind of like they're all kind of interlinked in some way. But every time, like for example, like the last sequence where the monk stands up and all of a sudden he's seeing himself from a third person perspective, like cut it there maybe, or like let him walk out of the room. Like that scene makes sense. It's like you know those moments where like you can see yourself, like we all have like memories where like you can see yourself in the third person. That's like a very clear image.
Yeah.
It's like this. It's almost like a branch in your brain where the synapses just like fly off. It's like a moment in time, just like a random moment where it's just like imprinted in your head and your memory for whatever reason. You know, karmic or like, you know, I don't know, neurochemical, whatever it is. Like we all know those moments where like you can see what you're doing in the third person, like in the past, like in your memory. I was like, yeah, like initially when he stood up, I was like, okay, that kind of, I can see that. But then the other one stands up as well, and like they both leave.
Yeah, and then a whole other scene plays out.
Yeah, but like I don't know, like maybe that's just me kind of like doing like ad libs, like filling in the rest of the sentence without properly reading the scene as it's being depicted. But it just didn't add up properly, or the equation didn't balance properly in most scenes for me.
Yeah, and like, just to keep going on about like other people talking about the film, like I'd like to read through Letterboxd and just see what other people say about the film.
I did the same.
Quite literally, no review is saying why they like this movie. It's like 5-star reviews, and it's just quotes about different things. It's like, well, yeah, that's what the film is about, but like, why? Why is it good? I think no one can explain to you why this film is fucking good. They're just like, 5 stars. Like, this life is all lives. We are all already something else. Cool. Yeah, it's about fucking.
Yeah, man.
It's about reincarnation and different lives. Yeah, I got that, but what does it got to do with the film?
Yeah, like what's that in like a.
Yeah, in a narrative sense, I think that like maybe people like this film because in a cinematic language sense, through the means of cinema, it makes you feel like you're living different lives. But also, no, it doesn't.
It also really doesn't at all, especially not like fucking in the way that like any other film would, you know. Really fucking janky comparison, but like a Terrence Malick film does something similar, like. But it's famously really hard to read.
Yeah.
And like inscrutable, and like people have like walked out because they don't know what's happening. But way easier to read than this film.
Yeah.
Like way easier. I don't know if that's like a West, the fact that like he's American, and this guy is Thai. But like this was like part funded by like Hollywood producers as well, and it won the Palme d'Or. I'm just not entirely sure what the what's going on with it.
It's a film.
It is a film.
Put my hand up and say I don't get it.
I'll put my hand up as well.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not sure about this one.
If I am sure, then I don't get the hype. But I feel like I might be missing something.
Yeah,
I have to be missing something. Otherwise, it's just not worth the hype.
It's just like, yeah, you have to be missing something. Maybe it's just like it, emotionally hits in a way that it just did not whatsoever for me. Don't know. It was, but again, it's still a good movie. Like, it's not a film that I hate at all. It's just a film that I'm
not hating on it.
Absolutely not.
I don't get why it got the Palme d'Or and like why it's like so well regarded.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
That's it.
That was Uncle Boonmee.
Shanae.
Recommended film of the week, next week, whatever fucking time we're going to record the podcast. Fucking sick of the way that we change this, but my recommended film for next episode will be 1954's Salt of the Earth.
Let's go.
Directed by Herbert J. Biberman. It's on Amazon Prime, Mark, so we don't have to go on to any old dodgy sites to try and find it.
Thank God.
No VPNs needed. It's only on Amazon Prime. Yeah, this is meant to be a good working class movie.
Let's do it.
Workers' Rise, one of those type of movies.
Let's do it.
What we're all about here.
That's what we're all about. That's the whole point.
The whole point of the Power Pod. That's why we started this.
To build a labour movement in Ireland.
Okay, right. We will talk to you all in 2 weeks' time. Not next episode, but the episode after, we may have a guest.
Yes.
We're working it out.
We're in advanced negotiations. Yeah. We're going to fly him in from North America.
Coming straight in. Off the boat. Straight onto this.
Off the bloody boat. Yeah. Straight onto the pod.
Off the boat, into the pod,
All right.
Bye.
God bless. Good luck. Bye.